All right, man. Oh, this is a different thing. We're switching it up. Still what it is. We still gonna ask those questions, but we inside. And if you don't know why we inside, well, it's cold outside. So we are inside. I like it better in here. The temperature is better. We got guests for this one. We're gonna talk some hot topics, okay? Some hot topics, expand on some things that we spoke about before. I'm gonna introduce them, okay? So over here we got Kenny. Say hi. Okay.
Hi.
And beside her, we have your carnival model.
Hey.
Right? And you already know me, man, Dre C. You already know how it goes down. We're about to get it down. We love hip hop. I'm just gonna get right into it. I honestly feel like women, especially in 2023, are really just trying to be more like men. They see the man in the relationship or the man in society, and he has this power and he has this thing. I want what he has. That's what I think the real thing is. I don't think it's really about equal pay at all.
Okay, so I have something for that. Maybe it will match, maybe not, but like gender is a construct. So it's like,
Whoa.
What do you mean we're trying to be like men? Like, but why do you guys get to like make more and have all these different opportunities where it's like, we're still, for instance, I'll go into this pink tax. Like, why am I paying tax on pads? I don't ask to do this every month. Like,
right. So why is the man paying property taxes, and why is he paying business taxes if he's an entrepreneur for his business that is supporting the family?
Yeah, but a woman would pay the same thing too if like she owned her own house.
If she owned her own house,
if she was on her own, right? She would be paying that
right.
too.
But if we were talking in a marriage situation, if it was a marriage situation or even a relationship situation, most likely the man would end up being the one who's supporting his family. That's just.
I get that, but I feel like I'm not like that, because for myself, I know that it is going to be my goal to make more than my husband.
Right.
Like, that is my goal.
So you'd be comfortable with your man staying at home, taking care of the kids.
Sure.
I
like,
go to work.
She's saying, but
that's not what I'm saying. But like, I'm just saying that like it's a partnership. So like you should be splitting those things. Like it shouldn't be solely left to one person. Like you should be splitting that.
Right.
Right. So
that should be equal.
Yeah.
Okay.
It should be equal.
Okay.
So my question with that would be, if you are making more than him, should it be equal? If you're making more,
so then I was going to get into
are you really going to do the 50-50 split when you're making more than he is?
Right. That's a good
question. Okay. So that's what I was going to get into too. Or if you're in that situation where somebody is making significantly more than the other person, then like, okay, yeah, maybe you should front a little bit more for like the more expensive bills. But at the same time, it shouldn't be like, I don't think it should be divided. Like I still think both of you should be contributing to whatever the bill is. Or
I mean, it's a natural, I think it's just a natural power construct. The person who owns more in the household is going to hold more of the authority over that household. Like, I think that just goes without saying. If you want me to give an example, I'll give an example of the opposite side. Gabrielle Union.
Yeah.
Just came out and just said that when she was earning more than her husband, she felt she had the right to go cheat on him. Not that she wanted.
I saw the headline. I didn't watch the whole thing. So I'm not sure if it was like a thing taken out of context or something. I don't know. But I did hear the headline and I thought,
not that she wanted to. She had a right to, because she's making more money. She's making more money than he was. Now she's with Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade went out. Yeah. He did his thing.
Yeah.
Right? They got back together. Now everybody understands why she accepted him back, obviously. But
wait, no, why?
Well, he's the breadwinner now.
Okay.
And if that's your philosophy,
so
when you were making more money in the household, you have to be able to forgive him for the mistake that he made. Like that would be the biggest hypocritical thing I've ever seen. That's still your mentality. That doesn't mean her mentality.
But I understand,
changed.
like I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it doesn't mean her mentality changed, right?
I'm just trying to like get back to that original point about the equal pay and the
right, the whole construct of feminism. It's really the whole construct of feminism.
Because what struck a chord with me was there was a point that you were making about women getting more or something like that in the workforce, and as a way to justify them not making as much.
Pay.
Yeah.
Right.
The reason why that struck a chord with me is because I do not want to ever be pregnant. So then why should I then be subjected to less when that's not even in my lane? Like I'm not trying to ever get pregnant.
Right.
That's not the same thing as not wanting kids. I'm just saying like I don't want to get pregnant, so I don't have to worry about the maternity leave.
But it's still available to you. That's the thing, right? It's something that's still available to you because you don't want to take part in it.
But there's women that can't get pregnant. There are women that can't have kids.
They can adopt.
Okay. It's just I just don't feel like to say that women are offered more, and the only thing that can be, or that has been brought to the argument is maternity leave is the reason why they can't make the same as a man in the exact same job.
I mean, there's other things. I mean, I just use maternity leave because she brought up maternity leave specifically. I mean, there are other things that are offered to women. In the video that I spoke to before, there's grants that are offered to women who start businesses that aren't offered to men, like very generous grants. There's tax benefits, baby bonuses that are offered to women. If they
Isn't
have
that when you aren't making a certain amount of money?
But it's still offered. Like if the man isn't making a certain amount of money, he doesn't get the baby bonus.
Really?
It's the person who has the child, and I mean, the mother most likely is going to have the child. I'm right, right? So they are offered baby. There's a whole bunch of things that the government, if you really look into it, that they offer to women, which is great because the government puts it out there like we're trying to support women, right? That's what we want to do. Yeah. We're trying to support women, but when you do that, that's how men look at it. That's how I look at it. Like, okay, then it's cool if they're not getting paid as much, because if this happens, then they have this. If this, I'm not getting this if they get that. So that's what I'm looking at it. That's why I'm saying, like, for me, the thing that I didn't touch on that I wanted to touch on with feminism specifically is that I feel that women, when they talk about feminism and they say they're feminist, they make it very specific to what they want equality.
Yeah.
They don't want equality in everything. Yeah. Y'all don't want to go and have to be a plumber. You don't want to have to go and have to work in construction. But what if
they want
to? Then great.
Yeah.
Fantastic for them.
Yeah.
We're not going to put you on the front lines, though, because we need some strong people.
I'm saying like the plumber. You're saying if there's a woman that has an interest in plumbing.
Fantastic. And I love her and her strong muscles that she probably has. But in reality, a lot of women are not going to want to go out there and do that. If they did, they'd be doing that already. Not going to want to go out there and do that. If they did, they'd be doing that already.
And be like, how many men want to be stay-at-home dads?
Right.
Can we?
If you're asking me if I had the option, yes, I would. Yes, I'm 100% comfortable being a stay-at-home dad. That would be.
Is that because of? Because I'm going to be honest, it sounds like a spiteful answer, not like a true what you would want. And I say that because of what we're conditioned to think as men want to be the providers and out there hunting and getting the meat, the raw meat to bring home. You know what I mean? Even though it's really the women that do that in certain kingdoms. But anyways,
dropping little nuggets on the side, eh?
But so I'm just thinking in reverse now, since we were thinking about how many women want to be on the front line and plumbing and things like that. But okay, so if we were looking at equality and affording men the same opportunity to be stay-at-home dads, how many would take that? And I would think that, and that's going to go back to the gender norm perspective, that maybe men would feel emasculated and they wouldn't want that because of how they feel that they would either be looked at or how they feel inside that it's not natural to them to want to do that.
Okay, so my perspective, what I would say to that is, I believe that would depend on how much that man values himself.
Okay.
Values himself. Okay.
Himself.
Because if you are what they call now high value man, which I still don't know what that means, but whatever. If you're a high value man, because a lot of them are bogus. A lot of these high value men are bogus. Let's be honest. Like, if you're a high value man, then you're gonna have that natural instinct that I have to provide. It's going to be burned into you. That's how you got successful. That's how you became high value. Mm-hmm. But if you're somebody who doesn't value yourself as much and you've been working 6 days a week for 12 years at the same job and you're not getting paid what you want, you're saying to yourself, oh, I could just stay at home? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. I don't want to do that. So it really depends on how the man values himself. When as a woman, which would you prefer, though? Would you prefer the man who's comfortable staying at home, or would you go towards the high value man who says, no, I got to provide for my family and go to work? Which one would you guys prefer?
That's a hard question for me, just because like I am the hard worker. So it's like if you want to stay at home and chill, like okay.
So you're comfortable with that?
I'm okay with that, but at the same time, I'd also like, I know for myself, I would be like comfortable with that. But like what I actually am looking for in a partner is somebody who works just as hard as I do. So that we're both like working and grinding.
You would never throw that in his face at some point during your guys' relationship or marriage. You would never throw it in his face that you're out there working hard and he's staying at home. You think you'd be able to control that for real?
Probably not, but
which is something men have to do on a daily basis.
Yeah.
We gotta,
But I
because
mean,
we know
like,
that we're
if
doing.
he's like doing stuff at home, like basically like in the sense like the roles were reversed, like what the typical woman is supposed to do at home. Like if you're at home and you're picking up the kids from school and you're making them fucking dinner and shit, like
Yeah.
while I'm like, so I literally come home and I'm like, hi honey, oh my god, great. How was the kids' day? How was your day? Great. Okay, now let's go have sex upstairs. Great. Like
That's a great day.
cool. Like
Your husband is living it up. Oh my
like
God.
cool. Like if you're doing something, like I have a problem if you're literally sitting at home fucking playing video games and like
Okay.
you're doing shit.
All right,
all.
do your
Like,
job, though.
Yeah, like do
Right.
like
Know your
literally
role.
be productive. Like even if you're waking up and you're meditating and you're going to go work out, like do something. I don't want to come home and you're still in the same spot. Like
Right.
no.
Miss Model? Which one are you
Well, I'm
picking?
just thinking that I'm gonna guess, and I would, I guess, shoot that question to you, Dre. Is if your wife
Mhm.
is staying at home and she's not doing anything, but she checks off other boxes, I guess, that are satisfying enough to you, is that okay?
There's no other
you.
boxes. No, she's staying at home. There's boxes that are a part of
So
her
she's
role.
got to do the things that he was.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. The same things you were saying for the stay-at-home husband.
Yeah.
If you're a stay-at-home wife, I expect
You
those
gotta do
same
the same
things.
thing.
Yeah.
There's got to be cooking. There's got to be cleaning. You
Yeah.
got to take care of the kids because I'm at work.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going out and we're not partying and drinking and having beers. I'm going out and I'm working hard. I'm
Yeah.
working my back. So if I'm doing that, you got to be able to show me that same effort. That's
Yeah.
how, and that's how I believe the relationship between men and women is naturally. That's how I think the natural relationship is between women. I think the problem came with this feminism thing where, like I said, they're trying to turn these women into men. They're trying to make them what they see as powerful, and instead of just accepting that is just how society is built, and that's just our natural evolutionary roles, they say, no, I don't want that. I want that role instead. And that's where the world is starting to come and become confused now. And now you have, because, okay, I haven't even answered what the biggest problem that I think for men is in society. The biggest problem for men in society right now is they're too female. That's the problem. That's the real, there's no real men out there. And you know how I know that's 100% true? Because all these guys are going to YouTube and Instagram and watching these guys and believing that these guys are the real men, the Fresh and Fits of the world, the Andrew Tates of the world. Who Andrew Tate does have some solid points in some things, I will, but some of the things. But you guys, the Kevin Samuels, R.I.P.
R.I.P. That was like him.
These are the people that they're going to get an ideal perspective of what a real man is instead of just being themselves, right? So these men out here now, because these roles have been so confused, they don't know what to do. They honestly believe that they need to be out chasing women, obsessing over women, and that is more of a focus than building themselves up first.
Yeah.
Okay, wow, there's so much to unpack.
Right?
It's Christmas
Like, I was
over
like,
here,
I
girl.
wanna talk on
It's
this point.
Christmas
Oh, I
over
wanna
here,
talk on
girl.
that
Which
point.
present you
Like,
want first? You want the big?
Is
You
it
want the big
really-
box or the small box?
I'm going back to what you were saying before about women being like, oh, I want that. I want your life or whatever.
Right.
So I have like two things that come to mind. One is the assumption and the privilege in doing that, because there are women who, imagine scenario, you have a woman who is in an abusive relationship and needs to be out and she needs to be independent. So as long as we could give women the ability to work so she can sustain herself and be on her own, so she doesn't have to depend on that man and stay in that abusive relationship. So
Right.
there's the assumption that there's that privilege to just be like, I want it by my own choosing. Sometimes it's like, the choice that I have or the situation that I have right now is horrendous and I don't want it.
Right.
So there's a lot of privilege.
But I mean, even with
even with
abusive relationships, right? Obviously, women should. I don't get that. I don't understand that.
I can speak on it because I've been in one.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
or you have a Me Too moment.
Yeah. Like,
Okay. So this is okay. So listen to my confusion in this one, right?
okay.
Because I know.
Yeah, I was like,
I know a few females who have been through this as well, right? So I'm always confused, and I have empathy for them. Not gonna want to go out there and do that. If they did, they'd be doing that already. The situation, because I understand, but I also understand that more times when they don't get out, the situation has less to do with the person and more to do with them. I don't have money to move. I can't do this or I can't do that.
It's a personal thing for sure.
It's usually something that is where they would probably have to live a little bit crappy for a little bit before they could get out of it. It's not that they can't get out of it. It's not that they would have to live in crappy situations for a little bit before they have. Because if you really think about it, there are plenty of services, plenty of places provided for women in these situations by the government.
If they
Tons.
know about it.
Shelters. But we all have the internet. This is 2023. You got Google. You can just search abusive women and tons of things are going to come up, right? So there's places that are afforded to them. Unfortunately, we all know the stereotypes and the things that come with these places. They're not the safest, this and that. So obviously it's not the greatest situation to be in, but it's a situation that's afforded to. They would rather choose to stay in this horrible situation with this person rather than go through a little bit of shit for a little bit and get out of it. Now, you were in that, so explain to me why that mentality is, because I'm confused.
I think for the most part, one being like, my education background, I have my degree in psychology and I have my master's in addictions and mental health. So I think part of that is the fact that it has to do with the woman themselves. So obviously, there is a little bit of insecurity in there. There's obviously some mental health issues in there too. Sometimes it is a situation where they have a child with this person. And so they're like, I need to stay here because he's paying for, he's literally paying for our child to live. And that is that's what it is. Other times it also is it's an insecurity thing because it's they're not acting like that all the time. So then when they treat you like that, but then they go back and they treat you so amazing, you're like, oh, okay, it's not that bad.
Right.
Right? And
or that it's done.
Or it's over.
Right.
Right? It's not gonna happen again. And then it keeps happening. And then literally I can speak for myself, when I was in it, I was like, wow, is this really happening?
Right.
We are aware.
It's a slow breakdown.
We are aware, but we're just is this happening? And it's also a pride thing because I remember saying to myself, that's never gonna happen to me. That's never gonna happen to me. And then literally the first time he hit me, I literally was like, is that a fucking joke? Boom, hit him back. What happened to me? Boom, I got hit back. So I was like, all right, so we can't do that. Do you know what I mean? So we do realize what's happening. I mean, maybe some people don't and they're just like, well, this is how it's gonna be because I love them and they love me and this is how it is.
So why put yourself through all of that horror instead of just possibly seeking out other,
because that's what it is. When they treat you amazing, you're like, wow, I'm the most special person ever. And that's what it is.
Manipulation.
It's the manipulation of it because you're in your mind, you're like, yo, I'm done. After today, I'm done. And they're like, oh, but baby, da 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 da. And I got you this and then this and this and this. And you're like, oh, okay, maybe it's not that bad.
That's crazy to me.
Or you have fun together, whatever it is. It's whatever the relationship is. And then the good parts kind of overshadow the really bad parts.
Right.
And then, like I said, it's also a personal thing. They're probably going through their own mental stuff where the insecurity comes and the self-doubt and you're like, okay, maybe I deserve this. Maybe I am what they're saying. Maybe I am a shitty person. Maybe I am a fucking dumbass. Whatever the disses are, whatever they're saying to you, you start to believe them because that's the whole part of it. It becomes a psychological thing. So you start believing what they're saying to you and then they start going oh, I'm the only person that's going to love you because look how you are. And you're like, oh, fuck, right. They are the only person that's going to love me because we're already in this relationship. How am I going to leave this and go to someone else? No one else is going to love me. Look, everything that this person is saying, they're right. They're not going to love me because of this, right? So
it's the steps that they take to break you down.
Exactly.
When they say that you're ready to leave, they know exactly what
to say. Right? Exactly. Because there was many times where I was like, yo, I'm done. I'm leaving. And then you just get pulled back in and you're just like, what the fuck?
It's hard from the out, with any situation, it's hard to understand it if you're looking from the outside in.
Because I was that person. I said the same thing to myself. I was like, I never understood that. And it's I'm in school and I'm studying women like this, right? In psychology, I'm studying it and I'm like, I don't get it. Why would they do that? And then it happens to me and I'm like, holy fuck. And while you're in it, there's nothing else happening. So even that's the thing. It's also a prideful thing. I didn't tell my friends. Almost. Yeah. And I didn't tell my friends because it's also a prideful thing. Because I know if I told my friends, they'd be like, "Bitch, what the fuck are you doing?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's another thing that really irks me because that would have been the end of it.
Yeah, that would have been it. My friends literally would have been like,
if you had told your friends, or if you had told the right friends.
Yeah.
that would have been the end of it.
But you won't tell your friends because like it's a pride thing. Like you're kind of ashamed and you're embarrassed that like, wow, like the person I'm telling my friends that I love and I'm in a relationship with is doing this to me.
Right.
Right?
That
So
would not be the end of it, though.
You don't think that would be the end of it?
no,
Because
because
like,
like
I've told my
I think you gotta have
friends,
horrible. I think you gotta have horrible friends. Then I think that's horrible friends because if I ever heard of that situation, anytime from any of my friends, I'm immediately trying to step in. I'm
Because
immediately
the
trying
thing
to
is,
step in.
it will just ultimately come down to us.
yeah,
And
because
that
at the end of the
we're-
day, your friends are on the
gonna stay.
outside.
Because like I know for me, the thing that kept playing in my head was just like, I believe in you. I know that this is not your best you.
Right.
And we've invested so much. So I just believe in you to get better and get the help that you need and this and that. And that it's gonna be done.
Okay.
Yeah.
That we're gonna put this in the past, that okay, we had like a horrible 8 years or whatever, but we'll have 20 of bliss. And so
That's the thinking. That's the mentality.
it's just
It'll get better.
I'm only speaking for myself that I believed that he would get better.
Oh,
I
so
believed
you've been
in
through this
him.
too. So you've been through this too, then.
Yeah, you know.
I'm not gonna say that on camera, but yeah, okay. I gotta act like
But-
like I'm not gonna expose your life,
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on from there because we could go deep.
Yeah.
dive.
Yeah, I'm like, I could talk about that forever.
I don't want to get
Like-
I don't want to get too dark. We were getting into the night, right? So I'm going to speak from the male perspective again, and you guys speak from the female perspective. This is the point that I want to make, and it's about women today and women specifically over the age of 30. Okay, I've seen a lot
I'm
of
not there,
women. I've seen.
but I'll still
Okay,
touch on
so-
it.
You'll still touch on it. Oh,
Yeah.
Cool.
Directed to the
Well,
side.
we could do over 25. We could do over 25.
Mentally, I'm over 30,
There
so
you
it's
go.
okay.
There you
It's
go.
fine.
Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of posts from these women saying, I want a man who obsesses over me. I want a man to chase me. I want a man to do this. I want a man to do that. Actually, we have a video. Friday, this is the time, yo. Pull up this video because I want y'all to watch this. Yeah, it's gonna be on a TV video.
Okay.
I want y'all to watch this. My boy posted this. His name is Mike Stone, and he posted this. I think it was yesterday or the day before, something like that. And it's actually a guy. It's actually a guy speaking about the problem with men today.
Which one?
It's right. It should be right at the top. Right at the top. Ah, there he is. There he is. The middle one right
Here?
there. Yeah. Perfect. That's it right there.
Obsessed with women anymore, and it's weird.
1 second.
These men are more into themselves than they
You gonna get the sound? Yeah, get the sound going on that one for sure. I want you guys to you can read the caption. I mean, it's right there.
To read the comments? or
Well,
something?
what it says on top of the TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It says, these men are more into themselves than they are women.
are women. They expect a woman to buy them flowers and chocolate. In their mind, they're the catch, and women should chase them. But that was never how it was intended to be. As men by nature, we are hunters. Women are the catch. We gotta put the work in. But these men are too self-absorbed, and they expect a woman to do everything. Men aren't obsessed with women anymore.
Okay. Now, if you look at that same post,
Yeah.
before we get into you guys' opinion of what he just said, you'll see my comment. It's the second one.
I needs to.
Okay. I'll read it. No, I'll read it out loud. Don't worry. You don't got to read it out loud. I got this one. Okay. What I said to this video was this. I said, man needs to tuck his vagina back into his pants. Men have learned to value themselves. It's just that simple. Women are precious, but certain men have just stopped putting women on a pedestal and have decided to focus on themselves, knowing the woman will come. Now, as you can see underneath, there's about 10 replies.
Dead.
We don't have to click on the replies. Just know that they were people who didn't agree with what I said. right?
Yeah.
So I had to defend myself in this one.
I don't see anything wrong with
I was just about to say, do you see
Men.
anything wrong with what I said?
I don't see anything wrong with. I'm just gonna skip over the top part.
Okay, the vagina part.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't know if he has a vagina or a penis. We don't know. But it is questionable.
But anyways, that stop putting women on a pedestal. I kind of wonder when that was the case and
When
what
that was
that
the
looked
case,
like.
okay.
And have decided to focus on themselves, knowing the women will come. I don't see a problem with men focusing on themselves, knowing that the women will come.
Right.
I would say in the most recent years, if we're talking about, equality and women moving up the food chain and stuff like that, and the workforce or the career ladder or whatever that term is, to focus on work, and the men will come. But then there's the Kevin Samuels types who say, nah, don't do that.
That's definitely not the move. That's not smart.
To not do that.
That's not smart.
Yeah.
That's not smart. That's not smart. If you want to be a smart female and live a happy life and be comfortable, your goal is to find yourself a good man and figure out just how to make him happy and live a good life.
And the same for men.
It's just that simple. You don't got to figure out your career. You don't got to figure out where I want to work. You don't got to figure out none of that. All of that stuff, unnecessary. Find yourself a good man with a good job. He will take care of you. He will take care of your children. You won't have to work a day in your life. It'll be very comfortable. I don't understand. It's like it's not a vacation because obviously you're putting work into your children and stuff, but you don't got to do all that. Do you agree with what the guy was saying, or do you agree more with what
I think if anything, it's like, it's not true that men are not obsessed with women anymore, but if anything, it's maybe this idea that if you obsess over one woman, isn't that where simp comes from?
Right.
That if you overly show your expressions and your love and your admiration for one woman, you're that's not considered manly.
Right.
But I think that's what I'm going to guess that's kind of what he was alluding to. And it's not that the men aren't obsessed with women. I think he's saying that in courting and dating, that men don't do the flowers and the chocolate.
Yeah.
And that they think that
what he said is that men expect the flowers and the chocolate, which I don't. I don't. All the cameras, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly think is like going back to the whole simp thing. Like, I think if you're like in a relationship with somebody, you should be simp for each other. Like, it shouldn't be like, oh, your man's a simp. Like, yeah, I'm a simp for him too. The fuck?
Exactly.
Like, it should go both ways, because I know when I'm in a relationship, like, I'm spoiling the shit out of my boyfriend.
Okay, perfect.
But I expect that also in return. Like, it should just be going both ways. Like,
absolutely. So, you're getting spoiled. You see, that's
like, I expect to be obsessed with him too. Like, I don't know.
That's the thing. That's the thing though, because I agree with you. If you're in a relationship, if I'm in a relationship with somebody, if that's my wife, that's a different energy that you get. That's a different energy. But I go back to what I said when I said men now are they're not real men. The problem is you as females can go out to a club with no money and come home drunk, shit-faced. Why is that? Who's buying you the drinks?
The men.
Perfect. These men that are buying them.
Sometimes I got girls because you're just friendly and like they're like, yes, girl, cheers, let's go, bitch.
Stop this.
It literally just happened a couple weeks ago.
Okay, all right.
But
allow the one time. Allow the one time that it happened.
One time out of like
allow the one time that it happened, but majority of the time it's going to be a man buying you these drinks, and the men that are buying these women drinks, and I will never ever stop saying this, are the biggest simps in the world, because they will spend money on these overpriced drinks, and these women will go home by themselves without these guys. In fact, some of these women will give them fake phone numbers, will give them prank phone numbers. I've seen all types of things, you know what I'm saying? But these guys are spending their money, and that's the mentality that men have. That's what this guy wants. He wants men to have the mentality that I need to go out and spend this money and show these women that I have, so that they feel like I'm this alpha, and they will come to me and they will get it and they will do all these things. But that strategy clearly doesn't work, because you guys are telling me you're going home without these guys, right? The guy that you are probably checking for in the club is the one that's in the corner or chilling, has his own kind of vibe. He's not the one out there checking out every girl. He's the one kind of vibing by himself. You can see he has the energy. Those are the guys that you guys flow to, not the ones that are obsessed and are trying to buy drinks. Am I right or am I wrong?
Well, like, are they obsessed? Because like, I feel like I'm seeing the obsession as like, when you're courting somebody, not just like randomly in the club. Because like, I'm not gonna lie, you're spending all that money. I'm like, good for you.
Yeah, but you're not thinking
good
anything.
for you.
I don't want to see your penis.
Exactly, like I'm just like, good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. But like, is that obsessing over women, or is that just like...
What I mean, there could be, because what about if these guys are not doing that, then they're gonna feel like they failed. So if they're going after someone, they see someone in the club, she's looking good, and they want her. So the first thing that you think of is, let me buy you a drink.
Right. Okay.
So if you're trying to get this woman,
break the ice.
Yeah.
If you're trying to get this woman and you don't do anything at all, then she can flip it and look at it and be like, but what did you even do to try and, like, no, I'm not going to give you my number for what? Like, what did you try and do to entice me?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you're looking for something extra for the guy to kind of get your attention?
That's what I'm thinking, that the whole
That the guy is thinking, or is that the
bottles
girl
and
thinking?
like I'm thinking that the whole reason for doing the bottles and hey, come and I'll give you a drink and this and that is a way to entice them. And yeah, it could go either way. It's a risk because she could just go home and not even bother.
Which does happen, yeah.
Or she could be like, oh wow, this guy has a lot of money and like I'm with it, but like I don't know.
Which does happen.
Like that does happen. But
it does happen. Let's get it twisted. Like obviously there's some girls that are, but like, do you want to have that girl as your wife?
That's what I'm saying. Because I feel like if I see you spending money like that in the club, I'm gonna be like,
It 100% is obsessing. And this is why. If I go to a club and I want to buy one bottle of Heineken, that's $8 to $12. Now, for some people, that's 1 to 2 hours of work of life. I was at work for this long, and I'm willing to spend my time. Because see, women and men show their affection and love in different ways. That's what I believe. Okay, I believe that men show that they love women by we give you our time and we give you recognition and effort. That's what we give you. Right?
Wait, you give us time, recognition, and effort.
Yes.
That's your way of showing
that if a guy really loves you, that's what he's going to sacrifice for you. He's willing to sacrifice his time. He's willing to, he doesn't care if people know about you.
Right,
so recognition,
that's the recognition.
Right?
And
then he's going to give you
at first I was like, wait.
Yeah. I had to really like,
I'm sorry, man.
And then I was like, okay,
I'm very Plato. I'm very Plato with it sometimes. You know, I gotta slow down with it sometimes. Right?
Okay.
Women show it in different ways.
Okay.
Women show it by their nurture, the care, and the innocence that they bring. Men are attracted to those things, which is one of the things that Andrew Tate actually touched on that he got crushed for, saying that women peak in their early 20s or something like that, and that those are the girls that he's more attracted to because they have less experience and they're more pure. It sounded horrible.
He sounded like he was fucking imprinting.
It sounded horrible the way he said it. It sounded horrible the way he said it. I'll put it that way. It did. But he worded it wrong, okay? Because as a man, I will tell you, men out there are looking for that innocence, that purity, that's something that if a woman who is not promiscuous, a woman who has only slept with 2 guys is way more attractive than a girl who has slept with 20 guys to any dude. And I don't give a fuck what any dude tells you. Oh, I want a woman with experience, so she's got a bullshit. Guys would rather teach the girl how to do it on him than have her learn it from somewhere else. Because the guy in his back of his head, while you're giving that guck 3,000, is wondering how you got to 3,000. What dude showed you?
I understand.
How many dudes did you get to the
I just keep thinking about Lori Harvey. Like, is that why people clown and gag and be like, you know?
Lori Harvey's a perfect example.
Okay, elaborate. I don't know.
Lori Harvey's a perfect example because Lori Harvey is the type who is a boss. She doesn't have to do a lot of things that she's doing because of the background that she came from. The image that she puts out there is that she's in charge when she's in a relationship, right? Which could be true. It could not be true. But what she's doing by going out and dealing with all of these guys, luckily for her, she has money, first of all, and she's in the industry, second of all, which is a lot of things women don't have. When you have money in the industry, you're going to get circulated. We all see it. You can name countless girls on Love and Hip Hop that have been circulated around multiple hip hop. That's just how it works. So she's fortunate in those. But women got to stop looking at Lori Harvey as an example of somebody that they should, she's a boss. She's a boss, bitch. Oh yeah, she's going out, she's doing this. She messed with this guy and this guy and this guy. That's not who you want to be. Because if you're an average chick with regular money, living a regular life, guys are looking at you totally different. When I'm as a guy, when I see that, I don't see the chick who's been with Future and this guy. I see Lori Harvey. Oh shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh snap. Exactly. That's Steve Harvey's girl.
And I mean, like the way that I feel that I just don't even really want to get into it, but she's looked at a certain way. When I think about it, I'm just like, she's in her 20s, yeah? Like early 20s,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, gotta be.
So I'm just like,
gotta be.
She seems to be living in pretty normal, typical, average.
Not gonna want to go out there and do that. If they did, they'd be doing that already.
Early 20 dating life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like if she was $20 million less rich, I'm thinking how it would look if it were me. to post a dude as my main squeeze year after year after year. 2022 this one. 2023 is this one.
Right.
You know what I mean? That I can
You
understand why another, like any one of my Instagram followers would be like, okay, so this is the one for this year.
Oh, 100%, because I definitely do see those, and I'm like, oh, new man, new year. Like, new year, new man. Like, I definitely have those people on my Instagram where, like, every time they post a picture, I'm like, oh, who's this now? Like, but because
Am I
it's
looking at
Lori
the right
Harvey,
camera, Manny? Is it this one?
but because it's Lori Harvey, we're out here like, oh, this girl's collecting her infinity stones. Like, you know what I mean?
It's
but,
it's
like
ridiculous.
You said, like,
it's and like I said, once
if
again,
she was regular, like, we'd be like, girl.
if that was your home girl,
Yeah, we'd be like, girl.
you need to
fix up.
chill. Like, pick one.
If it was my homegirl, then I wouldn't take anybody seriously. I know that.
Exactly, yeah.
Because like you brought up Infinity Stone, I just thought Thanos snap. That one's gone. Next.
Imagine being Steve Harvey. Imagine how Steve Harvey feels. He's got to go out every day and put a smile on his face, and he knows it's not his biological daughter. It's not his biological daughter, but she does bear his last name.
Yeah.
So
for a reason.
So for a reason. Thank you very much. Okay, another thing that she took from a man, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So she's out there. She's doing her thing, and that's the problem, right? That's what this guy's mentality. Where guys upset because that gives women the ego when they see all these men coming up to them and buying them all these drinks. Oh, an ego. I got, men's like me. Oh, I could be like Lori Harvey. Yeah, because guys like me just like they like hers. They don't realize that they don't have all the stuff that she has. So they go out there and then these women.
And their chest is high.
Right. And then they put themselves out there in the wrong way. And men are not looking for that.
Yeah.
Men are if you want to be attractive to a man, sexual exclusivity is the way to go. That is what men are looking for. And listen, if it depends on what guy you're looking for. If you're looking for that high value man, that sexual exclusivity might not necessarily come from him. He might be out there cheating, but he doesn't want you to cheat. And a lot of women say, what the hell? That doesn't make any sense. But you got to pick and choose. That's what I say. You got to pick and choose. Because if you don't want that, then go to average Joe Smo with the 9 to 5, who's loyal to you, who does all these things and will not cheat on you. Yeah. Go there. You it's available. As a woman, you can step outside and it's available to you. But women don't want that. They want the Instagram life. And when they go out and get these guys who know their value and they go out and cheat on them and all this type of stuff, they talk about, that's why. And I have a lot of female friends, 2 of them here right now. And I've heard conversations where guys talk about ex-boyfriends cheating.
Yeah.
How many ex-boyfriends have cheated? This ex-boyfriend cheated on me. This ex-boyfriend cheated on me. They always cheat. You guys go for the guys that will do that. They're not. It's not random. It's not random because. For the guy. Oh yeah, Ashley. Listen, Miss Motto, let me tell you this. I know you. I know you.
Go ahead.
I know you. So I know there's guys out there that'll treat you queen-like.
Yeah.
Kiss your feet. Almost scary, creepy. I couldn't say that. Creepy levels. Okay. You're not gonna go for that guy. You're never gonna go for that guy. You are never gonna go for that guy.
For the guy who
he's gonna tick off you want the loyalty? Tick. You want the 100% attention? Tick. You want the guy that's never gonna cheat? Tick. But you're gonna get the average regular life. You're not gonna get the let's go on trips, let's do this. You're gonna be a mother raising 3 kids in a household, having to do dishes, having to cook, having to clean, but you're gonna be happy. You're not gonna have to work, you're not gonna have to do anything. But that's the type of man that comes with that. That's the type of lifestyle that you're gonna get. You're not gonna get the mansion and the big cars and all the fancy stuff. And usually these guys that are going out and doing this cheating, it's 1 or 2 reasons, okay? The first reason that these guys are going out and cheating is not because they don't love you, okay? That's because they'll go out and cheat and then you'll be like, I'll break it up, and then they cry.
But is that love?
Baby, I love you. They could go, but if they're getting play from other girls, they can just go to next girls. No, they can just go to next girls and get that love. But they're crying to you, showing that for a man to show that vulnerability is a huge thing. First of all, a man to cry to a female,
Is it though?
It is. It's a huge thing. You think it's a manipulative thing?
Tactic?
You think?
Some people
I
be
had that.
literally psychotic, like, and they just start crying, and then you're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, fuck.
It could be. It
have
could be.
that.
But most times,
Yeah, you're like, oh,
there has to be
shit, and like,
one way or another.
And it worked the first time.
Whether
But then after later on, I was like, oh wait, you putting these tears
yeah,
on.
those are crocodile tears, bro.
whether it's
like,
manipulative or not, there's feelings that are black behind it. Like there's feelings behind it. There's a reason that I would rather do this to you than go find somebody else. Right? So I don't agree with the manipulation part, but there's a reason it's focused on you versus somebody else.
Yeah.
Right? So the first reason it's not because they don't love you.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys go out and cheat because we just have this natural thing where we have a need to conquer.
Okay.
Guys, men in general, the thing that drives us, the thing that motivates us, the thing that gets us going and wakes up in the morning, position, status. That's what every man is doing. That's why he gets the girl he gets. That's why he gets the job he gets. That's why he eats, works out. Status. I want that high level status, right? So when he gets with the female, when he has his wife and he has all these things, it's a relaxation thing for y'all. It's a relaxation because he's willing to do all these extra things and all these extra. So me going out and cheating is not related to my feelings towards you. What that is just my simple need as a man for my status, because in the male world, the more women you conquer, the higher your status. And now I can go back in history. We can go back to Genghis Khan. We can go back to Julius Caesar. Anybody who wants to question what I'm saying right now, just go read a fucking history book, and you'll see any world leader, anybody who dominated with 4 or 5 wives. That's just something that just happens, right?
Yeah.
So
okay. But I don't know. I just feel like it's also accepting a narrative that you. Okay. That sounds like healing. That sounds like something that is broken. That doesn't sound whole.
right.
That
I'm telling you, that's just how the world of
me,
men.
like,
That's just how it works. Just
I'm
the
at
world of
home.
men. That's how it works. Like the world that men live in and the world that women live in are totally separate worlds. What we need to
Yeah.
provide to the world, who we are to the world, it's completely different things. We need to keep those things separate. It's necessary, right? For things to work. We've had how many thousands of years where things have gone in this way, and look, we've had evolution, all this other thing. All of a sudden, we have feminism, and now things have slowed down. Where is my flying car? I'm still waiting for my flying car.
no, I talk about this every
Okay,
day. Like,
think about how fast we went, and we all grew up in the era when before the computers were big things.
Yeah.
Where they were big blocks, right? So we understand a world before technology. Think about how fast technology has come from where it started to where it is right now.
Yeah.
And how it has slowed down in the last 5 or 6 years, I would say. Besides people like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos who are doing different things. Technology, as far as advancements, I have seen nothing new that has wowed me besides some Nike shoes that can tie themselves. That's the most exciting thing that I've seen, and that came coincidentally when this movement for progressive lifestyles and accepting these progressive, which encompasses a whole bunch of things, not just feminism, but also encompasses the LGBTQ community, also encompasses us having to accept things, or you're canceled, or things being forced, images being forced on us, all that type of stuff. That all has encompassed this little thing that has changed society to bring it to the point where it is now. So when I bring up these things, I bring them up because it's like, I want men and women to understand that what they're seeing, these roles that are being portrayed to us from these things, I feel the traditional way worked. And that's my proof. I say, you look at history, these men had multiple wives and they conquered countries. I say, you look at history and we've operated with men with certain roles, women with certain roles, evolution.
So I feel like it's just different goals now then, because as you're talking, I just keep thinking about what's been in the rise in this past generation is entrepreneurship. So I think it's more so about like the goals have shifted and more people are looking to build themselves and not build empires or kingdoms or establishments. It's like, it's my small business that I want to grow.
Right.
Because people want to work for themselves now. Like, why are you making someone else money?
Yeah, that's what I mean when I said slaving for another corporation.
Yeah, like you're making somebody else money to be paid like minimum wage or just above minimum wage. but you're making them like millions. Come on.
This person's
Like-
making so you can stay at home. You can stay at home. I could chill at home. It's all good. I don't got to do anything. And this is another thing. Okay, so this is once again over the age of 25, over the age of 30, and this is men. Men who have this mentality over the age of 30 that we're still going to be chasing women, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Y'all need to watch out for those guys. Y'all need to stay away from those guys, because any man who has gotten that, who understands what that is already, and when I mean gotten that, I mean has acquired some form of success in his life, has been able to acquire the attention of females in some way, who has been generally what people would deem, had a good life for a guy. By the age of 30, we're not chasing anymore. We're not chasing. We've done the chasing. We've done that. We're now 30. We've peaked. This is our peak. Now we're peaking. Okay. Women peak at a younger age because y'all have the younger beauty. You can take advantage of those things. That's why I agree with Andrew Tate when he says women peak in their early 20s, because the looks, the beauty, the skin, you could take all the girls that are popular on Instagram, they're all in their 20s now. They can take advantage of that thing. It's not that you decline or you spoil after a certain age. It's just that you can take advantage of it more at this age. That's what I feel. That's how I would word it, right? But with that, with the man, with this guy's upsetting, if you're over the age of 30 and you're still running around chasing women, that says to me that you've been deprived. You still don't know where you're going. You don't value yourself. And that's not somebody that you want to be with. You want to be with the guy who's selective. You want to be with the guy who's a little bit more optional, who knows that he has options, but isn't willing to go around and chase everybody, right?
What's chasing?
Okay, so when I think of chasing, because that's a good question, because I've had that asked to me. When I think of chasing, I think of, I meet this girl. We meet however we meet for the first time. I meet her. I'm attracted to her. I'm going to do this. The next day I send her flowers. She loves it. It's beautiful. I send her a text. Good morning. How you doing? Da, da, da. She loves it. It's a great thing. Send her a good night text. Oh, you're wonderful. How you doing? Listen to that. Then I call her the next day. And I'm like, hey, what are you doing this day? Da, da, da. Everything's going well so far. We're moving along. He's affirming. Da, 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 da.
Is that chasing?
No.
Okay.
That is. I'm attracted to you.
Okay.
That is. I'm interested in you. This is da 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 da.
Okay.
Now you guys have gone on a few dates. It's da 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 da. He's now finding other women.
Okay.
All that attention, all that effort that he put on you, he's now finding somebody else. Right? Stay with me here.
Oh, yeah.
Stay with me. He's trying to find somebody else. So you, as the person who got the attention before, are getting a little bit less.
Yes.
You're getting a little bit less. You start to feel like something's going on here. You question it. You bring it up to him. He says, no, this is what's going on. This is what he gives you the attention again.
Okay.
The cycle continues. This is the same thing with the abusive relationships. This is what men do in order to make you feel like they have your attention and they don't have your attention. This is what I consider chasing.
Don't they call that love bombing, where they like pour on a lot? And
when it's directed towards, if I'm into you, you're the only person that's going to get my attention, right? I don't think that's chasing. I think that's seeing something that you want and going for it. I want this and I'm going to get it.
Okay, so
you can do
what's
anything
chasing?
under those guys.
I think it's when you have like
But
multiple.
chasing, yes.
Yeah.
Chasing occurs because more men will do this, is they will start all that, find somebody else, and then start going after the next girl too. Or I go to a club and I'm going to start playing on the next girl.
That's
Or I'm
not
gonna do
how I
this and going
interpreted
on-
chasing.
I'm going on the next girl. I interpret that too,
Okay.
because you're not focused on one thing. You're chasing.
Not gonna want to go out there and do that. If they did, they'd be doing that already.
Multiple
Yeah.
things.
See, that's not. I thought it was.
That's how I see it.
Okay, I didn't think of
Yeah.
it that way, but I can understand that.
That's horrible. Yeah.
Okay, I was looking at it more so like, there's that woman that I want, and I'm almost thinking about it like being thirsty.
Okay.
So
okay.
that's how I looked at the chasing.
Well, you
Like,
gotta
when you're being
read the
thirsty.
room. You gotta read the room. If you're getting the energy back from the female,
Yeah.
then it's not being thirsty. Like,
No, I'm saying. So hold on, because you just said when you are getting the energy the same from her, then it's not being thirsty. Yeah, of course.
It's not
But
being thirsty.
so I'm saying the opposite of that. I'm saying that she's not showing interest.
right.
So you got to
right.
keep.
Right.
You got to keep at it.
Yeah.
Right.
And
That would
so
be
that's-
another. That would be.
That's
which
like
is-
the
yeah.
thirst of
That's another great example. That's another great example. You
Okay.
know you're not
That's the
getting
only
that.
thing that I was
you know
thinking
you're not
of.
getting that energy back. You know you're not getting that energy back, and you're still going after her and you're messaging, and now you're getting mad at her.
That's what I was
because
thinking.
she's not texting you. Now you're angry.
Saying that it's just like
Get personal.
these guys are not being persistent and trying hard enough to get these women, that they're doing basic shit, and then if she doesn't catch on, well, all right, let me just try and be basic for the next one and see.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. You can't tell me men are out here doing. First of all,
I'm saying that's what I think he thinks.
yeah, that's what I'm saying that to him. What he's saying is bullshit. I mean, I've said it multiple times. I'll say it again. What he's saying is bullshit. The reason why he's saying, once again, on that point, why he's saying what he was saying is bullshit is because like men are definitely putting effort into getting and you know what's funny is a lot of the effort into getting women has nothing to do with women, has everything to do with the man. The man wanting to have a big time paying job and look good and have all the nice trim and all that stuff. It's not for us. It's for y'all. We do that for y'all. Because we know that a woman is going to be attracted more to a man who keeps his appearance up, who has a good, successful job, who does this, who does that, rather than somebody who's a bum. It's straight. It's true. So when we're out here and we're working out and I'm lifting and I'm curling 45 and 50 pounds, I'm saying to myself, yes, my arms are getting bigger, but they're not for me. I'm not going home and looking at myself and going, oh yeah, buddy, look at you go.
Yeah.
I'm saying to myself that I've gotten compliments on my body that has motivated from females. That has motivated me now to maintain my health. Now I have health things that is another reason, but I could jog on a treadmill if I felt like it. I would rather build muscle. So a lot of the things that guys do as far as effort towards a female has nothing to do with y'all. You got to recognize that. When a guy shows up and y'all are going out and he's dressed nice or he has this car, it's simple, small things. It's not necessarily, I have to get you flowers. It's not necessarily, I need to get you chocolates. It's how he treats you when you guys are out in public.
Yeah.
Right? It's the small things that he does that other people don't necessarily see. But the problem is women don't recognize those things because they assume that he's doing this with everybody. They're not recognizing that this, instead of just recognizing that what he's doing takes effort.
No, I think that it's that they're not doing that.
You think enough men aren't doing what I'm saying?
So like, I'm just thinking, well, as soon as you said how he treats you in public, I'm thinking about opening doors, I'm thinking about paying the bill, I'm thinking about things like that, right? And I think that there's because he was talking about, no, we're the prize, this and that. So I'm just thinking, all right, so it's probably that a lot of women are not feeling like men are being chivalrous, are doing certain things that we, I guess, thought that a man should do to court us. And that since that's been lacking and it's just been very WID.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
where you at,
like
or where you at?
I think it's about the laziness.
Or
that
I
it's
see
not.
the guy that just sent a text that just said nudes. It just said nudes.
Wow.
I think because it's worked, right? So like I can understand.
I wasn't gonna follow up, but
I think about guys that try and hit me up and the things that they'll say, or whether it's in person or over on Instagram, I'm just saying, please tell me that this has worked before. That is the only reason why you're even coming at me this way.
Yeah.
Like it had to work before.
I mean, I'm not going to out nobody, but me, myself, I've been on Instagram and I've spoken to a girl and we don't really know each other like that. And she's sending me pics. And it's not me being direct, like, yo, send me this, but it's me being like, yo, I bet you look good like this. Like I could only imagine what this type of picture would look like, or you in this position. And she's like, oh, you want to see all this and this. So, and she's and then okay, this is gonna get me in trouble because if the girl is watching this, it's done. It's officially over right now. But I will just be real. When a girl does that to me, it's immediately no longer a wife thing. That's just when are we fucking?
Yeah.
Right.
That's a when are we fucking thing. And once again, it comes back to sexual exclusivity.
Yeah.
Maybe that is what she wants. Maybe that is what the female wants, right? But I mean, you gotta be more. I mean, I'm a great catch. Let's be honest. I'm a great catch. So if it was me, then whatever. That's a notch on your belt. But for the average dude, if you're going out and that's your mentality, my thinking, if I could scoop you like this, with, not that I don't have game, but if I could scoop you like this, then other guys must be able to scoop you like this.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's how guys think.
Right.
And that's why you got to be exclusive, because guys are not going to look at it like, whatever, it's not a big deal. We're thinking what other guys have done to you, man. We're thinking all the dirty, listen, freaky deaky shit goes down in my DMs and in my real life room, all that stuff. So I could only imagine what this girl is doing with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thinking for guys. So I'm telling y'all, I'm giving y'all the sauce, because girls are saying they don't understand how men.
We can think that too, and
Think
be
what?
like, all right, so you spit game like this to everybody then.
I mean,
So I mean, we don't. I
could.
don't know. We're making a complete hypothetical situations right now, not speaking of anyone in particular.
Right.
So we just don't know. Like, if we could have two people, then it would be a little bit more realistic. But then it's like, we don't know what either one of them's intentions could be,
Right.
and it could be that both of them are just like DTF. And so what's effort?
Which is fine. If
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if you're a man or you're a woman, you want to go out there, you want to do your thing and go out there and fuck all the world and do your thing. I'm just letting y'all know that it's viewed differently when you're a man.
Yes.
And you're a woman.
And then
if
that's
you
when
are a
equality
woman,
comes in.
if you're a
Where
woman
women don't
seeking a
want that.
man of value,
Yeah.
if you're a woman seeking a man of value, you gotta chill. You cannot be out here Lori Harvin them. You gotta chill. If you're a guy, the reason why it's acceptable is because from history, that's just been our nature.
Yeah.
And I don't care what letters you add to this alphabet of the LGB. I don't care what letters you add. There's always gonna be male roles and female roles. Things that men do, things that women do. That's why we were created. If you go back to the Bible, she's from the rib. She's this rib. Kevin Hart says it all the time. But the reason also that she was created was because there was things lacking in Adam.
Yes. Right.
So let's not demean the female, but let's say that there was things lacking in Adam, so he gave it to Eve so that they could coexist. Why are we trying to change all of that?
Yeah.
If it's worked, I don't get it. It's very confusing to me. And like going back to the guys who are over the age and still chasing women and all the things, that's the reason that's confusing to me, is because if you value yourself at that point in life, you have to know what type of woman you want. You
But I feel
can't
like
be
they
out here. You cannot be out here.
See, now I'm thinking about how
Gallivanting.
if we look at economy, and the more people are in it and contributing and working and paying taxes, then I'm going to go ahead and assume that the economy grows and everybody benefits from it. So I'm now questioning that and thinking, have men benefited from more women entering the workforce? Do you know what I mean?
I feel
Like,
like
I just wonder.
men have definitely benefited from the changes that have been made in the
Yeah.
workforce, as far as more women being involved and all that
Yeah.
type of stuff, right? Because before, men didn't have to interact with women as much. There's one aspect. So now we have to learn how to interact differently in a workplace, which I believe workplaces have become more tolerable
Okay.
than they were before, when it was just men dominating the field. And I feel that that's for obvious reasons. The language that men speak when women aren't around, just the behavior is totally different. So you got to operate professionally in a professional environment. I like that. I didn't like when it was reckless like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. Wolf of Wall Street world. I don't like that shit. But the part to me that I don't like with this forced integration of not just women, but minorities and all these other people, what I don't like about this forced integration is that it allows people with less experience and less talent to enter work fields they shouldn't be in. Which not gonna want to go out there and do that. If they did, they'd be doing that already. Makes the whole argument of women getting paid less cyclical, because they look at it like, the only reason y'all have this job is because they have quotas at this place and da 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 da. So why are you asking for equal pay? You shouldn't even have this. That's how men are looking at it. Yeah. Because you have to think, men have lived this way for so long. This is new. It's gonna take time to adjust. I don't care if it's been 20, 30 years. It's gonna take longer to adjust to something, especially when we had 2,000 plus years of existence. You know what I'm saying? So when we're in the workforce, there's positives, there's negatives. Do I like it? I do like women, the roles that they're getting now. I do think women, as much as people won't believe after this whole conversation, I do think that women should be able to get whatever job they want, and they should be able to take the power. My problem is that I just don't feel women are willing to work hard enough. And I don't have sympathy or empathy for that, because as a man, I've gotten my ass kicked my whole life. having to work and grind and be put in bad situations. And when I'm put in a bad situation, I don't have the option of going and finding a sugar daddy or a sugar mama or a sugar whatever. I don't have that option, right? But I know tons of girls who are out there getting BBLs and getting trips to these places, and it's because some dude is paying for it. You know, I'm not gonna out nobody again, but I was talking to another friend, and she was having problems with her rent. We were talking about her having problems with her rent. She couldn't, because she was in some place
I know where this is going.
They raised the prices and everything like that. And now she's talking about getting plastic surgery.
Watch them like this.
Now she's talking about getting plastic surgery. That was just a few months ago. How do you think that happened? I doubt very highly that she went and worked 16 hours a day for 7 days a week to get that money. I don't know where it came from. I have no clue. I'm just saying I'm willing to bet that she got a man to pay that for her. I don't have that option. Mm-hmm. I can't go, if I go, and you know what? I do have that option. I can go run to my mom. How would the world look at me after I did that though? That's a female I could go run to.
And that's the thing. It's like, yeah, how is the world going to look at you? But like, I don't know, like that at the end of the day, like that's your parent. Like your parent is supposed to be there to help and support you.
Yeah, but me as a man too, like
I know,
how am I going to look at myself in the mirror knowing that I'm 30 something, I gotta go to my mom still for help. You know what I'm saying? Like
it looks a certain way, it's like
it's not doing it for me.
I get what you mean. Like it does look a certain way, but at the end of the day, like, yo, that's your mom. Like,
yeah.
Like, you know, your mom's not gonna be like, yo, I'm not gonna let my kid just fucking die, like, and struggle. But like, I get what you mean. Like, yeah, we're gonna be like, damn, like you needed help. Like, I get it.
So now we're gonna close it off here. I'm gonna ask you guys again. Well, I didn't ask you before, but now I'm gonna ask now that we have the conversation. How do you guys feel about feminism? You still with it?
So here's the thing. I know what I am. I guess I would say I'm pro. Like I'm like an ally. Like I wouldn't say that I'm a feminist because one, I feel like I don't even know enough to say that like I am this. But I do support like what they are trying to accomplish. So I can say that. Like I'm an ally.
Okay.
That I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Because like the thing for me,
what they're trying to accomplish.
Because no, then that's the thing. Because the thing is for me, is like I don't know.
Okay,
I'm gonna say like I'll be super honest. Like I'm very ignorant to it. Like I should know more because like I did kind of study sociology and women and gender studies in university.
Okay, girl, flex.
But
she's smart, y'all.
Did you say women and gender studies?
Yeah,
that was my
major. But
they both smart, man. My friends are smart too. Don't get twisted out here.
But if you ask me what's actually going on with feminism, I have no fucking clue. I don't. Yeah. I don't. So it's like I can't speak on something that I don't know anything about because I don't think that's fair. Because I'm obviously gonna misrepresent. That's valid. I'm obviously gonna misrepresent. I'm gonna say things that are wrong. So it's like I'm just pro. Like I'll support you.
I think because there's no leaders. Like I can't think of, prosperous women who are gonna stand up and say that I'm a feminist and I'm holding this movement down.
True.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that's also a part that could be lacking in it, which would make sense as to why it could seem like it's falling apart and that a lot of women wouldn't really know how to answer that question.
Again, would just involve a little bit of work on
no, 100% it does. Like, I think there does need to be
if you wanted to form something that could do that, like if you wanted to have somebody as the face, the figure, and had a team behind them, it could be anybody. More women in the world than men. Could be any one of y'all.
It almost
and
like
nobody,
a new movement.
Nobody has decided to pick up those arms. Okay, cool. Okay. And then we're gonna cry about feminism and stuff. Okay, cool. I get it. No, I get it.
The beatings that feminism is taking. How long have we been here? Like an hour?
Yeah. But we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna wrap it up.
Answer the question.
You want to? Oh, you want to? Okay, my bad.
This man stepping.
No, okay. You, as soon as I said it, I said I gave her ammo. I loaded the clip. I loaded the clip.
Just kidding.
Yeah, because you know me.
Well, yeah. So I can. But so I just want to make sure I understand the question because active listening.
Okay.
So you are asking where we stand.
Like, do you still believe in the ideals of feminism?
Right. Yeah.
That they make sense.
Because I remember when I watched your video having a hard time understanding the definition because I have what I understand it to be is the political socioeconomic equality between the sexes.
True.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we look at political, so government should honor and respect women's rights just as much as men. So like human. Okay. socioeconomic, like I was saying before, ensuring that women have access to workforces and workplaces.
Right,
just like
right,
men
right,
do.
right, right.
Yeah. So if I'm looking at it in that regard, like all I think about when I think about feminism is not just making sure women have what men have, but equality. So,
But that's
like,
exactly what equality is. Y'all want what men have.
hold on. Because this is what I think a lot of people don't remember. And it's because of the word feminine being feminism, right? But it's also recognizing that if we're talking about equality between the sexes, then it's also making sure that we honor that men are offered the same things as women. So like that's
Like it goes
Which
both ways.
mat leave has now become
and so
affordable
that's why I'm
to-
saying that there
available to
are
men.
definite holes, and so I think that is the issue. If anything, it's like the difference between equality and equity.
I was just about to say, 'cause
Right.
like
Okay.
equality is everybody gets the same thing, but equity is like you get it toward like geared towards what you actually need to help you.
Right.
Like it's
Right.
for you.
You
Like
don't
so
get to
I
pick
wouldn't
and
get
choose.
yeah, like I wouldn't get the same thing as Ashley. Like let's say I'm short. So like it's that little picture. I'm
That
sure
fence?
everyone has seen it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you gonna give us the same block to stand on if I'm shorter than her? I don't
I
actually
need
know.
to see over.
Like yeah,
I
but
can't
it's like
look over this fence with
yeah,
one block.
with one
I
block.
need 4.
Like yeah, exactly. Like
Right.
that's the difference. So I think
Yeah.
it has to be like that.
Yeah. So if anything, I think anything would need to be adjusted in feminism, because I am also gonna honor and respect the birth of a new movement, seeing the issues in it, and fix that. That doesn't mean that it's terrible and do away with it.
Right.
I guess we could even talk about Black Lives Matter. There's been a lot of issues with
Hate
that
it.
movement, but at the end of the day, what it is about is making sure that Black people's lives are respected and valued just like anybody other's lives.
Amazing. The organization, horrible.
Okay, right? So if I think just in thinking out loud, if we look at feminism today, it's adjusting the equality to equity. And I think that could have a lot of, I think that could repair some of the issues that are facing women today.
Okay. Well, nothing more to say here, man. Yeah, wrap it up, man. All right. Thanks, guys, for coming through.
Thank you for having us.
This was a great conversation. So if you're wondering why I'm making that face, Friday is in the background just yelling at me right now, like telling me what to do. I don't know if I'm gonna do it. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Comment.
He's trying to tell me what to do, but I am not. I don't listen to what. Like and subscribe.
Comment.
Comment.
And share.
Drop a few bars in the comments
right?
as well. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. What it is, we inside because it's cold outside. Once again, your carnival model, Kenny. Thank you for coming through. Amazing.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, we'll see you guys again, man. We're gonna try to make this regular, right? Friday. Oh, he nodded yes.
The approval.
Hey.
I didn't know. For real, I didn't know. Okay, cool. All right, let's go.
Yay. All right.
That's it.
Cool.
Damn.
How was that?